strength. All right. Can you guys even see that? Oh my goodness, it's so bright. Okay. Better not do that. So that must be my light. If I turn it off, I can't see. So we have strength. Could be dealing with a Leo. Again, this could be about passion. I think you're having a lot of joy to begin some kind of a new project or a new love situation. You seem very excited, but also humble. And again, I have this idea of lust and control. Ten of Swords. Wasn't expecting that. Okay. Let's come back to it. I kind of have like new hope after loss, and we have new love. So maybe like after a loss of power. Oh, yeah, definitely something new coming in. Wow. All your cards are upright. Ace of Pentacles. Definitely a new offer that comes in that is fucking fantastic. It's the beginning of a new relationship or a new start. And this is somebody you would know from work, school, or a financial endeavor, possibly even a creative project. And I have like mutual attraction causes creativity. So maybe there's like some kind of a muse or something like that if you're in the creative areas. But it's a very exciting phase that you're starting. And it's true love. It's real love. It's here. It just happens to have a whole lot of passion. And actually, what I get with the Ten of Swords here is overkill. It's like wild passion overkill. In fact, so much it could feel like a betrayal or a stabbing. But we have a new opportunity coming up. There is new hope after loss. And then we have the Temperance card. This is fireworks for sure. With all these other cards in here. It's also making things work. Kind of experimenting with which approach is going to work. Feeling like there's this getting everything together. Kind of making things get together. And if you have a conflict with somebody, because that came out in the last reading, right? I'm sure there's going to be some kind of conflict over this Ten of Swords, whatever this is. This is saying that you have to express it clearly. And yeah, you may have to argue, is what I get. Maybe a little fiercely. But it's going to bring about this new beginning. So there's fireworks in more than one way here. There's probably a little bit of anger. But this argument is needed to kind of clear everything. And somebody who was stubborn will now become tolerant. Maybe as a result of this argument. But you may have to try several approaches before this is actually going to be successful. And you're going to have to find some kind of common ground. I get like Two of Cups energy here. Like you both have to bring something to the table. And there's going to be compromise needed. So I kind of feel like the Chariot's alluded to here just because of the topic. You're going to have to compromise, cooperate, have patience, and test the waters. There's a lot of forgiveness that's going to be needed here. So somebody's going to propose this offer. Okay, bottom of the deck, Queen of Pentacles. You could have earth sign in your chart, or you could be seen as a great soul of some sort. This person may feel like they could come to you as like some kind of a refuge. I think I'm feeling that right. This is somebody who is seen as very practical. You know, they're prosperous, they're ambitious, they have everything going for them. So in a way, they may feel like you're an equal. And this is definitely a long-term relationship. But this person I'm feeling this must be you, okay? Whomever is receiving this pentacle, which is this offer, okay, it's something you value. Because look at how she's actually like treasuring it, okay? This is something that this person or you really, really wants. Doesn't have to be a woman, okay? Just has to be somebody who's getting the offer. She's going to seriously consider it because she assesses everything shrewdly. And what I see here is that this person is meant to put this person through a loyalty test, because that's exactly what the Queen of Pentacles does. Because she's very practical, even though she's down to earth. She's not careless by any means. She welcomes people in, especially if they're struggling, and she'll take care of them. But she's not going to just let anybody in. So she's going to really consider this offer. I kind of see her a little bit as the Page of Pentacles, only older, wiser, and more, I don't know, womanly, I guess is how I see her, just because she's here. She does seem very kind. All right, let's do a little clarification. Why is strength here for Cancer? Okay, 8 of Swords. Hopeless and helpless. Somebody may feel like their feelings have overtaken them, or they're trapped by all these feelings and emotions. Maybe it's some kind of an obstacle for them to control these things. Somebody may not be ready to have these feelings for somebody yet. Or that's what somebody is thinking. And so they have all these wild, untamed emotions that they're trying to tame. And it looks like with this 8 of Swords, they might be trying to actually like tame it. But it feels like a prison of some sort. I think I need another one. Let's get another. They're both 8s, so I feel like somebody has to change their mind. They have to come out of a victim mentality, or this won't work. All right, Page of Wands in reverse. Any kind of miscommunication has to be dealt with. Any kind of miscommunication will make this unstable. And with Temperance in here, I'm seeing if somebody avoids just mindlessness, any kind of activity that doesn't really have a purpose, they gain like strength, youthfulness, vitality. They gain it. So they may have to like trap themselves in some way. And they have a choice. They can take either direction, but either way it leads to the sun. So they're going to do fine. Okay, why is the 10 of Swords here? There's lots of sun in here. Sun-esque type of drawings. Ooh, 5 of Cups. Definitely some kind of disappointment regarding love. Ouch. Okay. But it does say change your focus. It's like stop looking at the 3 of Cups that's filled. Okay? It's over, it's done with. Look at the 2 of Cups behind you that you aren't even fucking looking at. That's what this is about. It's needing to have that hope after a loss, especially after any kind of a betrayal. This could even be the end of some kind of a delusion. Once somebody changes their focus, they may see things differently. And it's like getting over a disappointing ending, getting over a depression, getting over a breakup, getting over failed plans. Because there is hope, you just have to actually find it. Okay, why is the Ace of Pentacles here? What is this offer? I think it's an offer to try to make something work. Ooh, another ace. Ace of Swords. Yes. Tons of mutual attraction here. Oh my goodness. Both of these are just, they just reek of passion. I guess it's not a nice way to say it, but. Now, going back to this controlling, possessive kind of a character, this person is definitely still that way, okay? I don't think that's going to change. If you notice, Look, he has his hand out. Okay? So I feel like one person is offering something valuable to be looked at, and the other person has to offer them freedom. But either way, they're going to be transformed by this, and it's going to be very prosperous for both parties involved. I see like happiness, ecstasy, just utterly content. But somebody has to actually kind of release some heartfelt thoughts. But again, going back to this character, there will be one person in the relationship, most likely the male because of our first reading, that will be controlling and blunt and selfish. And the other person will really have to struggle to deal with that. Because again, that person's kind of fussy. And so they're going to have to really try to make this work. Oh my goodness. They're probably going to be like, oh, like they're just going to have to try to work it out. That's what I get. Because this person's not changing. And they like to debate. I think like both parties like to debate. Somebody wants to be right. Now, I'm going to tell you this bear person who was in that first read, they're going to want to be right. But both parties are going to enjoy a debate. But either way, it's a win-win situation. Very good news is coming regarding this. I see these people are going to master their thoughts and money. It's going to take a little bit of willpower, a little bit of effort and concentration, but it's going to happen. Just be wary of being forceful. Okay, and then we have Temperance. Could be dealing with the Sagittarius. Okay, and we have the Strength card again. Yay. Could still be dealing with a Leo, or maybe you have Leo or Sagittarius in your chart somewhere. Or the person you're dealing with does. Or if you're a cross-watcher, whatever. I can't show both of these at the same time. It's getting on my nerves. Okay. So what we really have is a lot of strength, a lot of passion, a lot of lust. Man, it's like all over this reading. Cancers, who are you dealing with? Because I need to meet this person. Maybe we can have like a show together or something. Okay, so where was I? Okay, so with the Ace of Swords over here and the Strength card, this person is very opinionated, strongly opinionated. And you guys are going to have to compromise on pretty much everything. And I know that sounds terrible, but there's something here between you guys. I don't know what it is, but maybe it's passion. I think you might have to ask yourself if that's something that is making it for everything else that you have to deal with. But, I mean, it does talk about utter contentedness. So this may be like, I don't know, I kind of get an old couple where the man is always cranky. That's kind of what I get here. And you're just kind of like, oh, Fred, or whatever. Shut up. I'm so sorry. I don't know where I come up with this stuff, guys. Okay. But anyway, lots of lust, lots of fireworks. Yay. Okay. And this is coming because Jupiter is in Scorpio. But this has to do with Jupiter. Mm-hmm. We don't have very many major arcanas. But what is here is very obvious, and that's somebody needs to speak the truth. Doesn't matter if it's opinion or not, they just have to say it. Okay. On the bottom of the deck, ooh, Devil in reverse. So there is a lot of passion here, but it's not going to be confining. This person's going to master their emotions and their baser instincts, is what I have here. I do have a little bit of abuse, okay, so just be a little careful because we have adventure crossing into danger when this is in reverse. So yes, be adventurous, try whatever kind of approaches you want, but you have to draw a line somewhere. They have things called safe words, guys, okay? This is also kind of, well, it talks about being led by the nose. So somebody's definitely having power over somebody. And with the Eight of Swords in here, most definitely a BDSM relationship. Just so you know. This could have been how this whole first reading got started, is what I get. So somebody may be like a daddy dom character, but they failed to be the daddy at some point and ended up just being like a sadist or something. I don't know. That could be what's here. I'm so sorry, but anytime you have the devil and Eight of Swords, it's BDSM. Okay. And then we have all this passion and shit. So this person ended up being like a power reassurance rapist instead of daddy dom is what I have. Okay. I guess that makes a little bit more sense. This person could have been arrested at some point, if you just need more information to help you know. This person with the Ace of Pentacles feels like a fraud, or maybe they went to jail or prison for forgery. Now, it's not going to be everybody, obviously. I'm just giving you more things that can help you identify this person in case you're still unsure. And if none of this has any kind of resonance, then it is not meant for you. Okay, hun? Because you should definitely know if this is for you. I'm sorry, it's just a little specific. I get moderation. Somebody's going to have to abstain from kind of like pushing something too far. Could be dealing with a Capricorn, or you could have Capricorn in your chart. Yeah, somebody may have a tendency towards more taboo type of things, and they have to really respect people's limits. But the good news is this Eight of Swords turns around for the person who was kind of in a prison, and for the person who's trying to tame all their lusts and emotions, they get that as well. Okay, definitely taming the wild beast within is what I get. Okay, let's see if we can get another reading, because these kind of are running together. I like to try to get different things if at all possible. Impossible. Okay. You know what we should do? We should do this deck and the sexy deck. Let's do a sexy reading. Hopefully it's actually sexy and not something creepy. I mean, this deck is a little creepy, I'm just gonna say. Some of the pictures, not all of them, but some of them. It's very, well, patriarchal. I didn't know that when I got it, but there's other decks that are more inclusive. And not necessarily just with gender, but not so sexist, I guess. Okay, let's see. Cancers deserve something sexy, so let's do something sexy. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. Alright. Maybe I can clarify it with the regular Rider-Waite Tarot. Ooh, okay. Got the Moon card. Could be dealing with a Pisces. Of course, Cancer is ruled by the Moon. But it looks like, she's trying to kick somebody out in a hurry. Yeah. Then we have, I believe it's Page of Pentacles. Okay. Nine of Swords. Now don't take on the typical meanings, okay? And, ooh. Oh, Ace of Swords. Okay, we have it again. Ace of Swords. That doesn't look too hot. Okay. All right. So, and then we have Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands. All right, so let's see what we have here. Cancers. Okay, so the Moon is our major arcana. So I feel like there is some kind of deception just in general. Okay, so this could be energy that comes around with the full moon as well. Unexpected ruined plans. Okay, so perhaps if you were undertaking some kind of endeavor, it was done superficially or without consideration. Or somebody was making this plan without considering something. And so it risks being blown way out of proportion than it was. This could be, again, talking about whatever happened. Something did not go according to plan. Because remember, we had change of plan in that first reading. With this same deck, there was a change of plan, and so something got blown way out of proportion because it wasn't going according to how somebody thought it would go. Changes of plans are never good, okay? At least not when it comes to something sexual. All right, Knave of Pentacles, which is Page. Okay. So we have distrust of those who appear with deceiving attire. Okay, so somebody may have been wearing something that somebody thought was deceiving. And they didn't really trust them. I'm not sure what that means, but... And then behaving with false modesty. Somebody thought somebody had false modesty. They're like, well, you're wearing this, so you're not really modest, I'm guessing. It says honor is at risk. Okay. So, scarily enough, I have like, you were wearing a miniskirt, kind of, sexist, what do you call it? Oh, shit, what's it called? Rape culture. There we go. Okay. So we have the Nine of Swords. A sudden approach. So somebody may have suddenly approached someone, or this could come to fruition. And this is definitely different from the Nine of Swords, okay, guys? It's somebody's hope that somebody will suddenly approach. And it's considered a wonderful dream. Or they may actually have a wonderful dream. They may have, oral sex dreams or something. I don't know. But this may actually be like somebody's approaching. That's what they want. It's their dream. And then we have the Ace of Swords. Oh, here it is. Okay. Okay, so somebody made an immediate decision or will make an immediate decision regarding something that has to do with love. And there are some really deep, profound emotions. But it's going to take some kind of a risk. Or this is something that happened in the past. Somebody took a risk due to some profound emotions. Again, we have that immediate decision in love, and then we have like a sudden approach. So that may be in the future. Then we have Queen of Wands. I'm wondering what that's about. Okay, so that each partner has his or her needs. Okay, and know how to choose and understand when and how to satisfy those needs. And we had that sudden approach. Somebody wants that to happen. It's a hope. Then we have love dies without initiative. Can you believe that would ever come from this particular picture? Just saying. So unless somebody takes the initiative, this love will actually die. You have to fulfill somebody's needs is what I get. It doesn't even have to be sexual, okay? That one didn't even seem to have any sexuality in it as far as wording. Definitely with the picture.